Good morning. Well, hey, I decided this morning I'm going to make some Costa Rica, and I'm going to try brewing it into a couple of mini moves, which for those of you who are not in the United States, these are, we refer to it as half and half. It's half milk, half cream. So, just gonna pour it into my nice, this is one of those double-walled mugs. It happened to have been in the Nespresso Advent calendar. You know, it was all coffee, and then on the last day, there was a real big door, and it was this lovely mug. Oh my gosh. So, while this is brewing, I have a question for you. You know, I always wax philosophical. Actually, though, this is not philosophical. This, I feel, is quite practical. Here, we can watch it. Okay, so I have my Echo Dot set to remind me of something every hour. Every hour it says to me, what actions are you doing right now that prove what you're committed to? So every hour I'm hearing that spoken to me or asked to me. And you know what it does? It's like we all have, we say, oh yes, I'm committed to this, I'm committed to that. Well, what actions are you doing that are evidence of your commitment? You know, like for me, for example, one of the things I'm committed to is to live a healthy lifestyle. Oh, sorry, need a little drink here, wet the whistle. Sorry, I've been moving things around in the house, and gee, somebody has not been doing very well dusting. Well, okay. You never know what's going to happen in a live. One time, I inhaled a bug. This time, it's some dust. I may need to do a little more cleaning around here. Okay, but I'm talking about, all right, here's the coffee. Let's stir in the crema. So, what am I doing that proves what I'm committed to? Okay, so let's say that I'll use an example with Grayson because I think that a lot of people can relate to that. So I'm committed to giving him a good home because he came from a very neglected situation. Here, didn't you, Grayson? And I think when we have dogs, you know, there's a certain amount of selfishness in there because dogs give us so much. But I know, you know, some people, they're in it all just for what the dogs do for them. But there's also sacrifice involved, you know? You can't see this, but he's leaning his body against me right now. It's so nice. Anyway, so what do I do? What actions do I do with Grayson that prove that I'm committed to, you know, giving him a good home, to helping him to become, you know, a good, happy dog instead of just surviving in the situation he was in? Well, I take him out, you know, I give him exercise. I make sure he always has fresh, clean water. I feed him good food. I love him. I play with him. You know, I give him attention. I brush him. I make sure that he's groomed properly and clean, you know, and things like that. I think you can see evidence of my commitment to help this dog, okay? But you know, like how some people say, oh, well, I'm committed to treating other people in a kind way. I think kindness is so important. But then maybe you hear them gossiping, or you hear them speaking negatively about someone, or maybe the cashier at the place where they're buying something gives them the wrong change or something in there. Hey, wait a minute, or they're waiting in line at the supermarket and there's an old person in front of them who's taken a while to, pay and everything, and they're just, or they're an eye roller. Oh, have you? I've been guilty of this before. I tend to be an eye roller. I may not say something bad, but I'll just go. So what actions am I doing right now that prove my commitment to whatever it is I'm committed to, okay? So I think, it's really important. I was saying, I'm committed to living a healthy lifestyle. So every hour, when I hear the reminder that I set on my Echo Dot that asks me, what are you doing right now? What actions are you doing right now that prove what you're committed to? Maybe it happens to catch me in front of that refrigerator looking around for something to eat when I've already had something to eat and I'm going to eat again in another 2 or 3 hours, and I don't need to be browsing around, looking to awake cravings or, something like that. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you're committed to something, that is proven, evidenced by, expressed, lived out by the little actions, the little details of your life, okay? It's easy to say, oh, well, I'm committed to, whatever lofty ideal, but what are you doing that proves your commitment? So for me, it's been really good because I have certain commitments in my health coaching business, and to study and continue my learning in various areas, with the dog, to eat healthy, and other kinds of things too, commitments to my children, so on and so forth. So I'm looking at all my various activities, and are they things that say, yes, Sylvia is committed to this, or Sylvia's a hypocrite? I mean, I really dislike hypocrisy, but sometimes I found I can say I believe in something and then I act in a way that does not say that. In fact, it can say the opposite. And usually it's in the little daily actions that we see that. It's not when we say, oh, yes, I'm going to spend Thanksgiving serving Thanksgiving dinner at the homeless shelter, but then you see a homeless person on the street and you just turn your head away and don't even look at them and ignore them like they're not there. You don't want to see it. It's easy to do the big actions, but the little daily details, the ways we think about things, how do you think about that person? Are you just ignoring? Do you not want to see them? Or maybe do you say a little prayer for them? Or, greet them, say hello, or, if they need something, provide what they need. What are you doing? What actions are you doing right now that prove what you're committed to? I don't know, for me, that hearing that phrase, actually I heard it in one of my coach trainings a few days ago, it just really woke me up because it got me thinking about all the little daily details of my life. And what do they mean? What do they say about me? Where do I need to change? Anyway, so any comments? Oh, Laura says brushing a dog's teeth is important. Yeah, that is important. But you know what? Like, for example, Grayson has this way of chewing on things that scrapes stuff off his teeth, and the vet says that they're, really clean. So far, so good. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Not everybody's dog does that. But yeah, thank you for mentioning that, because that's something I probably do need to consider in taking care of him. Any other comments? Oh, Dawn, good morning. Anyone else? Well, I guess it's not quite 7 a.m. on the East Coast of the United States. I'm going to drink my coffee. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts, though. God bless. What are you committed to, and what are you doing to prove it?